And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to offer this morning, and we're going to go through this, and I think that what I'm going to do, but I'll ask to do it at the end of the presentation, is offer this in total as Exhibit 4 with parts to it. And what we're going to demonstrate to you and offer into evidence is the summary of fires that have occurred that was presented in the case filed in the Glenn County Superior Court. And in that case, the California Air Resources Board moved to dismiss, and on the move to dismiss, they argued that the fires were a red herring, that there was nothing to them. The judge, in his written opinion, denied the motion to dismiss and said that it was far more than a red herring, and he forced the parties to argue the case and now has it under advisement. Whether I agree with the judge or not doesn't make any difference, but I do. And I'm going to offer those and connect it later with testimony in this hearing, and ask you later to make an inference that there is more than a coincidental link between the types of fires that are occurring and the presence and use of the infamous filter. Robert, if you would put up, and these were offered in the court, they were offered as separate exhibits, and with each exhibit is a description of the accident and also the accident report and a picture. So I'm going to ask Robert to show each one separately, and I'll go through those and point out, of course, you're entitled to read the whole thing. You don't have to focus on what I'm going to focus on as counsel, but I'm going to focus on that part of the language that I believe supports our inference. So maybe I'd better take this and see if it works. Does this work? The green light's on. Does it work? Okay. Robert, you have A1. This would be, so this will be just a part of our exhibit, and we won't, we could call it, what are we at, 4?
Yes.
So this would be 4-1. In the court, this was A1, as you can see over here. The date of the truck fire was 5/19/2010, Los Angeles. The City of Los Angeles Fire Department incident report described the bus fire as follows. Unified school bus, fully involved fire, started in engine compartment and spread throughout the bus. 9 adults and 25 students evacuated. The report also listed failure of equipment or heat source as the cause of ignition. Now, next, Robert, I think is the next item on this would be the investigative report. This is from the City of Los Angeles. This is a, there, it's getting it up a little better. An incident report detailing the time, the type of incident, passenger vehicle fire, origin of fire undetermined, heat source undetermined, cause of ignition, failure of equipment or heat source. Now if you go on to the next one. This is the details of the incident report. You notice the highlighted failure of equipment or heat source. Unified school bus 06, fully involved fire, started in engine compartment and spread throughout bus. 9 adults and 25 students evacuated from bus and off highway into LA Fitness parking lot. If you go ahead, Robert, to the photograph. This is the photograph of that bus. You see the type of the fire, members of the board, emanating from that cab. Are there any other photographs on that one, Robert? He does have a video of this one. So I'd ask him to show that now.
So I wanted to get it open and then try to get the fire out.
Carry them down one at a time.
There was no time to lose. John took this video with his cell phone camera of the entire bus going up in flames. That's the bus driver in the yellow shirt, just moments after the Good Samaritans had gotten everyone out. A lot of cars just went by on the...
That's about all they had.
Is there any, did you get the beginning of that, do you have the beginning of the report of the person that, can you go back and play that?
Who saw a school bus stalled and smoking in the middle of the 101 freeway and made it their business to stop and help.
They were scared. There was some crying.
Then I see puffs of smoke.
It's just amazing how fast it happened.
School teacher Kathy Peters said the bus had lurched and stalled. With cars whizzing by, the grown-ups were keeping the third graders inside, even as the smoke from the fire under the hood was getting thicker.
And we had some people stop along the side on the freeway.
And kicked in the door. And I thought the door was actually locked or broken shut. And so I wanted to get it open and then try to get the fire out.
While Brian English worked the bus's fire extinguisher, John Sanchez went around back to open the emergency exit.
The kids were small enough we could carry them down one at a time.
There was no time to lose. John took this video with his cell phone camera of the entire bus going up in flames. That's the bus driver in the yellow shirt, just moments after the Good Samaritans had gotten everyone out. A lot of cars just went by on the Hollywood freeway. Why did you stop?
Because I could, and because I wanted to.
I saw the kids standing up, and I thought, you know, I got to stop.
Go to A2 now. And this would be 4-2 on our exhibit. This you'll see, members of the board, 9/5/12, September 5th, 2012, Santa Clara County. The CAL Fire Incident Report described the truck fire as follows. We found a tractor fully involved with flame, impingement on the trailer containing 6,600 gallons of liquid nitrogen. The fire had spread to nearby vegetation, was spreading to approximately ½ acre. This report listed engine area as part of the fire's area of origin. It also listed heat from powered as the fire's level of origin. The records obtained from the owner of the truck disclosed that this truck was equipped with a DPF. Now if we can go to the accident report, incident report. Can you get that a little larger? The incident report in number 2, we found a tractor fully involved with flame impingement on the trailer containing 6,600 gallons of liquid nitrogen. The fire had spread to nearby vegetation, was spreading to approximately ½ acre. Now that one does not, if you'll go back, we'll go back up to the summary.
Oh, the summary, okay.
You notice in this, the report that they refer to, the report listed engine area as part of the fire's area of origin, also listed heat from powered, 3 dots in the quote, and you don't see that in the incident report that was filed. If we can, do you have the picture of this one? And you see that picture, the 6,600 gallons of liquid nitrogen still sits back there safe, but the cab's pretty well gone. If you move on to 4-3. This one is an accident on March 31, 2013 in Vallejo, California. The Vallejo Fire Department report described this bus fire as follows. Passenger bus was fully involved and fire had extended 2 eucalyptus trees threatened the structures that backed up to freeway. Let's go to the incident report. The highlighted portion that was highlighted for the court, the incident was determined to be a passenger vehicle fire. And that's the total conclusion that was on the incident report. If you show the picture, Robert. No picture of this one? All right. Then let's go to, wait a minute, hold, there's more on that one. Go down to the incident, go back up. The passenger bus was fully involved with the fire, and the fire had extended to eucalyptus trees, threatening the structures that backed up to the freeway on Admiral Callahan Lane. Then if you go down a little more, you'll see factors contributing to ignition undetermined. All right, go to 4.4, which is 4.4 on our exhibit. This is June 8th, 2013, Shasta County. The CAL Fire Incident Report listed engine area as part of the fire's area of origin. It also listed heat from powered equipment as the fire's level of origin. The Highway Patrol dispatch report described the fire in the following terms as the fire escalated. Flames coming from the passenger side tire. Vegetation is now on fire. Truck is totally engulfed and fire is spreading quickly. Do you have an incident report on that one? Up at the top there, area of origin, engine area. Run, no, I can't read it. You got to bring it down so I can read it. Engine area, running gear, heat from powered equipment as the level of origin and the area of origin. Now, if you go on down, we'll see if they've highlighted anything else for the court in Glenn County. All right, now do you have a picture of that one? Is that the picture?
That's it.
Can you enlarge that anyway? Now you notice, members of the board, and you don't have to take my words as evidence, I'm simply pointing out what I see from the picture, not what you might see. There's no evidence of a collision there. There's no evidence of any other car involved. The incident report mentioned none. There's no evidence of any structure that this truck hit. At this point in the process, you see a gray smoke with the black smoke for the fire that's confined to the tractor area. Okay, A5. This will be 4-5 on our exhibits. This was August 5th, 2013, San Francisco. The San Francisco Fire Department incident report listed engine area as part of the fire's area of origin. It also listed mechanical failure and malfunction as factors contributing to the fire's ignition. And these are the remarks on the incident report that the council down there quoted. The engine area, running gear, wheel area, and engine area is cause of ignition. Mechanical failure, malfunction as the factors contributing to the ignition. Do you have a picture of this one? This picture's from a distance, and so it's more difficult to see than the last one, but once again, from the incident report, and what you can see from that picture, the fire is once again contained in the tractor, and it's very difficult here to see any type of collision, although there might have been. The incident report didn't show it. There might have been some, that truck may have gone off that highway, but the incident report didn't show that it did. Okay, 6. This is November 13th, 2013, Hacienda Heights. The County of Los Angeles incident report described the truck fire as follows. A hydrogen gas tanker was on fire, and several fire resources had taken defensive positions to prevent a catastrophic explosion. Records obtained from the owner of the truck disclosed that this truck was equipped with a DPF. The attorneys highlighted that portion of the incident report that states that fire engines dispatched to the above stated location due to a vehicle fire. Responders arrived on scene where a hydrogen gas tanker was on fire. Several fire resources had taken defensive position to prevent a catastrophic explosion. The responders made an assessment of the situation and engaged in discussion with the, I don't know what that is, to determine the best approach in mitigating. Nothing there about the cause. If you go down, let's go down and make sure there's no more highlighted areas in the incident report. And then do you have a picture of that one? Is that the one? Yeah. Again, even in the shadows there, you can see, or I can see, that there is no evidence of a collision of any kind. The truck didn't hit the pole, the truck didn't hit another car, the truck didn't hit anything. And you see the fire coming from the cab area. Okay, 7. This is November 19th, 2013, Shasta County. The CAL Fire Incident Report stated big rig engine on fire and fully involved semi. The Highway Patrol Incident Report described this truck fire as follows. An electrical malfunction occurred in the area of the right headlamp, which likely generated heat and ignited a flammable substance in or near the engine compartment. The fire eventually grew and consumed the entire tractor. Local media reported this fire as follows. A big rig stuck in traffic burst into flames near Deschutes Road off-ramp, shutting down northbound I-5 once again. Do you have a picture of this one? Okay, go ahead.
It started with a crash between a big rig and a red Cadillac. The car, there it is, partially wedged under the truck. Traffic slowed down, but a couple of folks didn't stop in time. Just down the freeway, a second crash involving at least one motorcycle. All northbound lanes were closed for about an hour. 3 people were taken to the hospital. We are told their injuries are not life-threatening.
But wait, there's more. Just as the freeway was reopening, a big rig stuck in that traffic burst into flames near Deschutes Road. This is a picture from Tammy, one of our viewers, and because of the firefighting efforts out there, northbound I-5 is still completely shut down. Southbound traffic is at a crawl. Traffic out there in general, pretty much a nightmare, so the bottom line is avoid the freeway tonight.
According to the media on that video, and according to the summary that counsel gave the judge, that truck, not rather than the first truck shown on there that had been involved with crashes with cars, that truck was simply stopped and stuck in the traffic when it caught fire. I think, could you all hear me? Let's go to A7 then. Or were we on to
eight.
This one is, I'll just talk about it. This is from May 15th, 2014, San Francisco. San Francisco Fire Department report stated the following about this fire involving a truck that had collided into a structure. As a result of the collision, a fire occurred, causing major damage to the tractor and exterior damage to the fire building. News reports indicated that prior to the accident, the hood of the truck flew open and the driver heard a bang. Records obtained from the owner of the truck disclosed that this truck was equipped with a DPF. Okay, here's the incident report. And you see that this one says only that the truck collided into the structure just as was reported by counsel, and what the damage was, and exactly what counsel had reported with nothing additional. Do you have a picture of this one? The timing of let's see, it was determined that a tractor-trailer truck collided into 2254 Market Street, a two-story structure which houses Sullivan's Funeral Home. As a result of the collision, a fire occurred, causing major damage to the tractor and exterior damage to the fire building. The fire was determined to be caused by the traffic accident. All right, move on to number 9 then. If you notice if you keep in mind as you look at these exhibits when you get them later, keep in mind the dates, starting at 2010 and moving forward. This is 4/9, September 12th, 2014, San Bernardino. Still waiting production of documents. Do you have a picture of this one? You can see the complete destruction of that tractor. Can you go down and enlarge the story, the media story, just below that? Highway Patrol logs reported a semi-truck traveling southbound had fire coming from underneath the passenger side just after 1 p.m. and had pulled to the right side of the freeway just north of U.S. Forest Service official of Highway 138. U.S. Forest Service officials said they received the call reporting that the vehicle fire had spread to vegetation. So even though the reports were not in at the time that this went to the court, the media reported that witnesses had seen the fire coming from beneath the truck. Since then, and that concludes those exhibits that were submitted to the court. Is that right, Robert? Since then, of course, and we will produce at least a media report, there has been a fatality in a truck collision or truck accident in Fontana. The truck hit a pole, and the cab burst into flame in what was described as an explosion, and the driver was killed. The hearing officer, I'm sure, will at some point tell you, and I tell you now, that what I've said about these exhibits is not evidence. It's counsel's way of presenting evidence to you. You don't have to take any inference from my words. You shouldn't take any inference from my words, but only from what you've observed on the incident reports and the submissions to the court. And we'll try to link that up a little later in the case.